Iron Golem. The Iron Golem is basically the staple of Minecraft golems. These dudes are the villagers' best friends and will naturally spawn in villages that meet the size conditions. However, the player can also manually craft them by placing 4 iron blocks in a T-shape with a pumpkin on top. These guys won't attack you, but are not afraid to throw hands with zombies or other mobs that threaten their villagers. These guys do not play around. Plus, they are super effective. They will easily take out zombies, skeletons, or even illagers. They are so tough they can even fight Ravengers and come out on top. Moral of the story, these guys are tough. And while they don't attack you normally, they won't mess around if you attack first, so be careful before accidentally swinging your sword cause you're bored again. Unless you're prepared to stack up 3 blocks and just attack it from above, cause, well, it won't have any counter to that sadly. Yeah, they aren't the smartest, but hey, they have a good heart. You wouldn't kill anyone, would you? Anyway, if you don't cheese them, they have the ability to one-shot players even in full iron armor, so be careful. Other than guarding villages and looking cool, they can and will also hold out flowers like they are giving handouts, which is cute, and well, the elephant in the room. They are extremely useful for iron farms, but we wouldn't hurt a bunch of iron golems for our own gain now, would we? Copper Golem. The Copper Golem is the newest addition to the Golem family, and damn does he deliver. This guy was originally from a mob vote in 2021, but unfortunately lost to the ally. But by the grace of the Notch gods, did Mojang decide that they would add him to the game anyway. And good thing too. Not only does he look cute, but he also has some pretty nice features. First, to get one of the golems, you'll need to build them. I know it's actual work, boo, but don't worry, it's not too bad. All you'll need is a copper block and a pumpkin. And that's it, stack them on top of each other and you'll have a copper golem ready to work. Once that's done, the copper golem will get to work right away. He will go around and scan for any copper chests within a 1-chunk radius. If he is able to find one, he will take items from the chest, up to 16 at a time, and try to sort them into regular chests that have either no items or matching items. Basically, becoming a super easy auto chest sorter, which is super hype. Sadly though, over time, if he's not maintained, the copper golem can oxidize, which means he will turn more and more green. This eventually will cause the golem to turn into an oxidized green copper statue, which, by the way, is the only statue in the entirety of Minecraft, which is pretty neat. Plus, it's not like they die in the process. All you have to do is scrap them, and the copper golem will jump to life again. Huge W golem. Snow Golem. The Now Golem is another one of the OG golems in Minecraft, though it is less known than the Iron Golem. This guy, unfortunately, does not have much of a use case like the previous golems. Firstly, he's virtually useless when it comes to combat, doing 0 damage to anything that's not a fire mob, and he doesn't do anything inherently useful like the Copper Golem. But you know what? This golem is still a goat. I mean, he is a walking snowman for one thing, he's super cheap to build, just 2 snow blocks and a pumpkin. And he will at least try to throw snowballs at hostile mobs even if he knows it's useless. This guy will put his life on the line even though he is unable to do almost anything. Plus, he is cute too. You can even carve the pumpkin off his face to reveal his goofy smile. He is just happy to be alive. What's not to like about this golem? And while he doesn't have obvious use cases, it's actually pretty possible to give this guy a good job, which I think he would appreciate. First, he can be used in mob farms, and his no damage becomes actually an advantage cause he can target and aggro mobs to where you want them to go. Secondly, since he leaves a snow trail wherever he goes, he can be used for an infinite snow farm. Just don't let him walk on any hot biome. Gotta protect this guy at all costs. Tough Golem. The Tough Golem isn't actually technically in the game as of the making of this video. However, he was in a mob vote just like the Copper Golem, so I think giving him an honorable mention. He was a part of the 2022 mob vote alongside the Sniffer and the Rascal, with the Sniffer ultimately winning. Given the fact that the Copper Golem and a few other mob vote losers have eventually made their way into the game, the Tough Golem isn't dead in the water. The only real issue is with the addition of the Copper Golem. The whole purpose of the Tough Golem might have already been filled up. Basically, the Tough Golem was meant to be a living statue that could hold and display items you give to it. When it was awakened, the golem would wander around carrying whatever item it had and then eventually return to its original spot, eventually turning back into its statue state. While this would be enough to let it stand out from the Copper Golem, it just doesn't have the unique factor anymore. But I still can hope, even if it's copium. This dude would be a great addition. Minecraft is really lacking in ways to display the cool items you find. Plus, you could customize the color of the golem with a wool block that would give him a matching wool-colored cloak. They were also 1 block tall and could stack on top of each other, which would be cool. Instead, we got the sniffer, so that's great, I guess. Yay, a couple of new plants that do nothing, thanks Mojang, love it. Love Golem. The Love Golem is probably one you don't recognize, and I wouldn't blame you. I didn't know about this guy until I did the research for this video. This guy was a joke mob added in the Love and Hugs update. Taking a look at him, he is basically just a reskinned Iron Golem to look more lovey-dovey, which if that's your thing, then great. Also, this guy is completely passive. Unlike the Iron Golem who will attack hostile mobs, or the player if provoked, the Love Golem won't attack at all. Yeah, it makes me feel bad for the guy, especially if some cold-hearted players decide to take one out for the fun of it. Also, to add to that, this guy is apparently supposed to be the literal manifestation of the villagers' love and peaceful nature, which means if you kill one, I won't ever forgive you. But also it means that Mojang is lying, because we all know the villagers are secretly evil and want nothing more than to take over the world with their stacks of emeralds. Well, at least some of them at least. The Agent. The Agent isn't actually a part of the base game of Minecraft either, but there's not as many golems in Minecraft as I needed for this video to be worth finishing, so he made the list. Plus, he's not that far off. The Agent is a part of the Education Edition of Minecraft. This golem is designed to help players learn to code by allowing players to program actions into it, and it will then complete those tasks like a good boy. It will execute any of the tasks programmed like planting and harvesting, mining and building. He's also available in Minecraft Bedrock if it's connected to a WebSocket server, so that's a L for Java and a W for Bedrock. This guy carries its own 27-item inventory that players can program to use as well, and it also can push pressure plates, interact with buttons, levers, doors, fence, gates, and pretty much anything else openable. Shulker. The Shulker is the last golem in Minecraft, probably to many people's surprise. But this guy is as much of a golem as even the Iron Golem according to Minecraft. But this guy is the only hostile golem in Minecraft. You will find the Shulkers chilling in the end dimension, particularly in end cities blending in as purple blocks until you get close enough to trigger them. Then they pop open and start launching homing projectiles that give you levitation. Which sounds fun until you're floating way too high and then splat when it wears off. Yeah, totally not cool. Shulker? These guys are tough because they hide in their shells whenever you try to hit them, and their defense is no joke. But honestly, we forgive all that nonsense because they're the only source of Shulker shells, which means Shulker boxes. And Shulker boxes are literally one of the best items in Minecraft portable, stackable storage that completely changes how you play. So yeah, the Shulker might be the only hostile golem, but he's also one of the most valuable in the entire game. Love him or hate him, you're farming him eventually.